Recorded live.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us for day number 4 of the Wayeb workshop, online, virtual, global, and the virtual circle that we are creating is about to begin. So if you'd like to snuggle in and light your fire, light your candle. This is Wednesday, February 20th on the Gregorian calendar. And this is also known as 13. Oshlahu is the highest number of the 13 numeral cycle. And the Nawal, or the day sign, is Emosh, also known as water or crocodile. And this is a very interesting day to be working with the kind of intention that Wayeb has for us at this stage of the process. 13 is the highest number, and it doesn't mean it's the best number. We Western-minded people have to be careful that we don't quantify and qualify the numerals, because all 13 numerals are very powerful. They all have a magnificent essence in their own right. So just because it's the highest quantity does not mean it's the best number. In fact, if you know of any 13 people, you may have a pretty interesting discourse with them about the true meaning of this energy, because it's very strong, it's very powerful. It's an uneven number. It's the end of a cycle. And we're kind of really being able to get the feel for what the ends of cycles and transitions to new cycles brings into our consciousness. It is a time of change. It is a time of tumult. And it can be a quality that makes a lot of people fairly restless, because we are dealing with change. And 13 is exemplary of that kind of energy. But a lot of people would say the 13 also is the energy of ascension. So we have a lot of talk about ascending, the ascending times that we're in, and how we're moving to a higher level of consciousness. And we're getting full-blown, first-hand experience with what that means on the physical plane, on the third dimension. So let's just take that in for a moment. I always get a kick out of this number, though, because in the fire ceremonies, what we do and why it takes so long is the process is that you call in each of the 20 nawals. So the people in the inner circle of the fire do the talking and the invoking. And a lot of times 4 or more people will be talking and describing these nawals. And you come to know them from many different points of view. So after you call in the nawal and hear the eloquent discourse about the nawal and get the feeling for the nawal, then the entire group, inner and outer circle, does what we call the count. So for today, for example, we would say 1 Emosh, 2 Emosh, 3 Emosh, 4 Emosh, 5 Emosh, 6 Emosh, 7 Emosh, 8 Emosh, 9 Emosh, 10 Emosh, 11 Emosh, 12 Emosh, 13 Emosh. And when you use the Mayan numbers, the number 13 is Oshlahu. And it's with that number that you hear, the Maya just go wild saying, Oshlahu Emosh. And it's just done with such enthusiasm and tenacity, like, okay, Emosh, be here with us today in this moment. So that's a little bit about how this shows up in the Mayan culture. And I had a comment on Facebook yesterday, and the comment was that this person is enjoying the way that we're talking about the Nawals around the fire here, our virtual fire. She's enjoying that more than she is, or she's getting more out of that process more than she is reading about them. And my response to that comment was, well, this tradition, the Mayan sacred calendar, has always been passed along through the oral tradition around the fire. And that's where this wisdom, that's where this process and understanding of the universe has lived for millennia. So it's no wonder that when we go and read about them, it activates something else within the consciousness. Read about them, it activates something else within the There's someone here with some background noise, or is someone trying to talk? Thank you, whoever that is. Close that off. So that's why I was so excited to be able to offer kind of a virtual fire ceremony and be able to speak to the sacred calendar and work with the energies of the days orally rather than reading or just thinking about it. And likewise, as you get to know the Nawals, it's really all about your experience with them. And when we hear the elders talk about each Nawal, they'll all have a different take on it. And it's because their experience with the Nawal is a little bit different. Because we're all unique, right? We're all unique and unrepeatable. So there's no right or wrong with it. The Nawal Imash, or crocodile, is also known as water. And this is the energy that's with us today. And it's representative of the crocodile, which is one of the first animals in the animal kingdom that made the transition from the watery world and grew feet and legs and started walking upon the dry land. So this energy is representative of having a foot in both dimensions, having a foot in physical as well as other dimensions. And people that carry this energy as their day sign are thought by many folks as kind of unusual. And that sense of unusualness comes from the fact that these people are very, very comfortable in other dimensions, as comfortable there as they are in 3D. And so this is the energy that we'll be working with today as we take step 4 into the Wayeb process, because we've been meditating and healing and delving into our underworld. And today is the day where we come to, or at least we're working with, some kind of sense of clarity from this process so that we can make intentions, create intentions for the upcoming year. And a lot of people say, oh, well, this part of the process, this definition part of the process is the easiest one. We've become conscious of a number of things this week, We're definitely in it. We're working with it. We've taken a good hard look at our life, our past year, ourselves, the not so pretty parts of ourselves, those that are still struggling or still gripping onto old ways, old patterns. And we've been working with that with love and acceptance so that we can shake that tension and darkness away from and apart from our hearts. And with that, ideally, ultimately, will come some clarity. But when we make and create our intentions, it's also very important to be clear, succinct, specific about what it is we're intending. So I would like to open the floor this morning because I know we have a lot of people here in this circle that have experience with intention setting. And let's together create a dialogue about the do's and don'ts of intention setting. So if there's anyone who would like to share something they've learned, a technique or an approach or a way of formulating intentions so that the outcome is the best possible outcome and that there aren't too many surprises. So if anybody has an idea, just come forth. Sounds like someone is thinking about it. Don't be shy. We're all in this together. Okay,
I could offer a few things.
Okay, go ahead. Is it Joseph?
Yeah, it's Joseph.
All right.
I work with people, of course, and Common Passion is about our collective intention. But as a clinical hypnotist, I work with people in helping to set change and transformation in place in their lives, and a few principles that are very effective in terms of setting intentions is that they be present tense. The subconscious doesn't know time as the conscious mind does, so they need to be present tense, positive, of course, constructed in a positive sense, not I don't want this thing in my life. And they need to be felt as much as thought. And the feeling really should be at a deeper level to really take a well-articulated intention and go into a deep meditative state or prayer state where the mind and body are slower. A good place or time to do that is as you're going to sleep or as you're waking up, and to carry those intentions not just with the words being repeated, but also the feeling of having the outcome of the intention already manifest. That's a good way to instruct the mind-body complex and then the larger forces that surround us what it is that you're commanding or using the power of your I am to state in your reality.
And that's really really good guidance there, Joseph. When you talk about present tense, so you're not saying that you wish something would happen or you want something would happen. It's more like I am this or that or the other thing. I am healthy. I am working at such and such in such and such a capacity. So it's more like an affirmation. Is that
feeling
kind of
state affirmation? So that and that's really the biggest challenge, because if you're setting an intention, there's something implicit that you're intending something that is not presently in your field of awareness. So the real challenge is feeling that presence of the thing, even if it's in that, multidimensional or supradimensional state, and calling it into your field as it is already a present reality. That's, I believe, the biggest challenge that we face in setting intentions like
that. The yogic term, or the Vedic term for that, is establishing or setting a sankalpa. So it kind of helps you become specific. I see a lot of chat here about the biggest problem is getting specific. And I think that's, a lot of people's challenge with it. But if you get to become really clear, just to make a statement or to write it out and fiddle with the word choice if you need to, and really tune into the fact that this is the reality, this is what I want to or how I want to be living. But put it in terms of present tense. For example, if you're dealing with a health challenge, be clear about, I am a healthy being. And I can feel all my, every aspect of my body in a vibrant state, and I have the energy to create and do what it is, whatever it is you want to do. Does that help people?
Good suggestions on the chat as well.
Yeah, and then someone's saying use the fewest words possible. And I think that's true. You don't want to get caught up in the words. But how does the group feel? I mean, does it feel like this is something you need to journal, you need to actually scribe it out, and probably even discuss it with those people in your life that are closest to you?
This is Don. I would like to share.
Yes, great. Good morning, Don. How are you?
Good. I would just like to add to the last part of the conversation is that what I've learned for some years now, a key to the intention is heartfelt feelings. I studied a little bit with Heart Math Institute, and they've determined that there's a science of the heart, and the heart actually has a magnetic field about 5,000 times stronger than the brain. So there's great power when we connect with our feelings. But what I found is the key is to be creating things that are for the highest and best good of all, not just for ourselves. And sometimes it's hard to see that. Somebody came to me some months ago, and they said, I'm really disappointed I didn't get this job I was applying for. They know I was well qualified. But in the overall scheme of things, how do they know that that was the best place for them? But what I really want to share is in the past couple of years, I watched a movie at a church called about the 13 grandmothers. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. Uh-huh.
And they said several times, we need to take better care of the earth. We need to honor the earth. So immediately after the movie was done, I stood up before this group and said, let's start a community organic garden. And I didn't know if anybody would be interested. And it's a long story, but we had 30 people volunteer time for the project, enormous amounts of materials were donated. People really came together from their heart. We did it for ourselves, but we also did it for the earth, because I read that crops are transported an average of 1,500 miles before they get to the grocery store, which is not efficient. It's not a sensible way of doing things. Just think of the amount of fuel that's wasted. In addition to that, when you buy produce at the grocery store, do you really think it's fresh? In addition to that, we said we had ceremonies over the land, we had ceremonies over the seeds, we had ceremonies over the plants, we had ceremonies over the harvest. And can you imagine how that affects everything?
Mm-hmm.
In the first year of the organic garden, we had over 1,000 plants growing of organic fruit, vegetables, herbs, and edible flowers. And people were so joyful that it inspired other people to start gardens in other community organic gardens in other parts of the country. So when we create things that are for the highest and best good of all, I'm finding there's more energetic support. If you look at the opposite, when things are created with an element of fear, greed, deceit, cheating, lies, etc., I see energetic support for that vanishing quicker than ever. And I'm sure if all of you can imagine right now, you can think of a lot of examples, whether it's in this country, the Middle East, or other parts of the world, whether it's on an individual basis or a larger basis. I'm sure seeing it. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you for listening.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting that you first touched upon the comment of whatever the intention is needs to end up at the place where it is for the highest and greatest good for all, for everyone. And that's actually a very Buddhist thing. I mean, at the end of meditations, at the end of healing processes, etc., it's always about the collective. It's always about, it starts with the I and the desired state or desired situation or feeling or project that the individual wants to do. But the end of the statement, the end of the intention ties it to what your actions will be doing to contribute to the greater good. And then when you were talking about planting and all the gardening activities done as sacred acts, one of the there is some coursework out there, permaculture coursework, that ties the entire food planting process to the Mayan calendar. And there are certain days on the Mayan calendar that are good for planting, and other days that are good for watering, and other days that are good for weeding, and other days, etc. And if you get a chance to look at the glyph for the Nawal seed, you'll see the layout of how the Maya plant seeds in the ground. And it's always done in fours. So they'll put their finger or a stick in the ground to make the hole into the earth, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, and then have like a little circle around it. And that's the depiction of the seed glyph as well. So it's got that stability of it's got the connection with the 4 grandparents and the 4 directions. It's a stable kind of energy, and I mean, no matter what it is you're planning, you would do it in a group of 4. So that, every seed that goes into the ground is blessed as they make the placement. So it's like a meditation. So I think it's really lovely that we've got the opportunity to bring that kind of sanctity into the creation of our food. Anybody else have an idea about intention setting? Because that's, yes, go ahead. Is this
Shelley? Yeah, this is Shelley from Michigan.
Oh, Shelley from Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning. When I intend, I always I ask myself, where am I intending from? I find there is a male-female balance to everything, and to visualize is a masculine. So my intention usually comes first from the feminine, and it's almost like an intention on top of an intention. I intend to be in alignment with the great will of spirit, and that sets the space for, I believe, I'm centered within the thoughts of my higher self as opposed to my lower self. And that way I can receive, for example, if I wake up and I ask to be the woman, that spirit would have me be. Sounds generalized, but then I have to stay open and focused on that intention so when synchronicity comes into the day, it could be anything, but I have to be open, and it has a certain feeling to it. And if I'm receptive to that feeling, that becomes the guidance. And that's where my masculine will come in, and I could follow through with action. As simple as something as, I want to make the best dinner possible, and then I'll get ideas, and then I could go forth and, within that connection, make the best dinner possible. I mean, it's a generalized statement, but to walk forth in the day open and receptive to that guidance, as opposed to flipping it, saying this is what I want, with specificity, like I want a new Jeep with this and this and this and this. It's like I need transportation, give me the highest and best, transportation available, that's affordable and things like that. And then I have to be open to those ideas that flow through. So it's not like I intend and let it go. The only thing I might let go of is any attachment to the outcome. And so as I walk forth through the day, I'm guided, and it's nice. I've tried both ways. The I want stuff doesn't work for me. So just to open and ask,
You think it's coming from a place of lack. It's not coming really from
right.
Spirit or higher vibration, right?
Right, that higher vibration. And if there is, interestingly enough, if there are blocks, that will be shown as well. So if I'm looking to get that new Jeep and and I'm stuck and nothing's working, there's most likely, that's my work, is to go in and see what might be blocking that. Because, the universe always says yes. So I personally like to be in alignment with, why I came here, in my everyday thing, my life, my everything. So I like to be, open. What is it that, Spirit has for me? And then open it up and follow through, which takes trust. And if there are blocks, they will be shown. For example, self-deservement. Maybe I don't feel I deserve that new car. Maybe there's something else open. Maybe somebody's going to give me a car. Whatever, I don't know. The how of it is not up to me. The just to be open and receptive and receive, it's right there. The universe always says yes.
So that brings up an interesting idea. The how of it is not up to me.
Right.
But I'm throwing this out in the circle for conversation and discussion's sake. Is it inappropriate to specify the how of it?
I wouldn't say it's inappropriate, as I would just use, for me, my experience has been ineffective. But ineffective to the point where there is a point sometimes, because to me that's a masculine aspect, because you're saying how and you're doing. And and we're not human doings, we're human beings. So in that beingness is receptivity. So the how of it comes through the reception of an idea, and it's we can use our free will and choice to use that idea that's been given to us. That's the receptivity of the idea is very feminine, and so if I'm embracing and holding an idea, I use my free will and choice to say yes or no. Because but yet in a deeper level, I know I asked and Spirit said, well, okay, here you go, Shelley. Here you go. And it may be something out of left field I never thought of before. Maybe it might take me out of my box. Or, hey, Shelley, you know what? Would love to give this to you. I say yes. But you know what? You're feeling a bit insecure, and those things show up in the body. We can feel that. We can feel that resistance when we are intending. I intend to be the woman. Spirit, have me be the woman that you would have me be today. And then if I get an idea of, well, you need to relax, and I can receive that idea and use my free will and choice. Well, gee, I can either say, oh my gosh, I've just got too much going on, or I could say, yes, it is time to take a bath. And yet I never would have thought to take a bath. I was thinking I just had too much going on. But that connection is what guides. So it becomes becoming an attachment if we start like forcing it, controlling, and.
Well, the scenario that I was thinking about was the one that Mary shared yesterday, when she's out in the field and she fell and twisted her ankle and she's in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a wake-up call because she was forced then to go into receptivity mode, receiving mode, because she's the doer and the action-oriented person and is self-reliant and not used to asking or needing assistance to do basic things, right?
Right.
So,
right.
In terms of being specific about how to learn your lessons or how to become or be more one way than another, for your own growth and development, I'm suggesting that you could add into your intention statements things like, I would like to do this with grace and with joy and with acceptance and openness, so that energy is what's lifting us into our changes and our next steps, rather than the pain, suffering,
right.
accidents. I need protection. No, I mean, a lot of people would say you don't ask for protection. You don't need protection if you're coming from from the depths of spirit.
Right.
Do I hear Carlos on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, buenos dias, Carlos. How are you? How are you? Thanks for calling. Have you been on the line for long?
Yes, I'm waiting here to hear what the people say.
Oh, okay, good. So we've been talking about step 4 of the Wayeb process that you have been so gracious to share with us. And folks, I invited Carlos to come on the line with us to further enlighten and share information about Wayeb. So we're delighted to have you here, Carlos. Thank you so much for calling in. So what can you tell us today?
It's a pleasure to be here to share with you.
Oh, we're so honored. Thank you. So
okay,
what can you tell us about Wayeb?
Pardon?
What can you tell us today about Wayeb?
Okay, Vijay, this is a period very important because I don't know. Many people doesn't know about Wayeb, but this is 5 days that we use when the end of the calendar we call Ab, who is a calendar for 360 days, and the next 5 days is the period when we are to keep ourselves inside the house. We don't go to any place. We just take these 5 days with the most as we can in fasting, and we are in touch with us. We are going inside us. This is something like people in the Western world, they don't know to find our own selves. We don't have time to see us, what we are, what in reality, what we are doing, what is our life purpose, if we are happy with the things as we do in life or not, if we have a life purpose, because ordinary people doesn't know we have a life purpose. This is a gift, this life. This is it's beautiful, but we lost our time in many things to doesn't have relation with the real life, the life purpose. So this period of 5 days is a period to be inside us, to discover what we are, to discover what we are going to do, and what we like of our life. We can lie to us. We need to go inside us and see what are we doing. If we like this life we have now, if we like to see this is the life that I love, this is my life purpose, or I am just living because we have a reaction to all the stimulation from foreign things, and it's an essential for the media. They say to us what is the best things that we need to do, and we are lost our time, our energy to try to find the most important things that we suppose this is the important things. One of the references we do every time is in all the life purpose, we never talk about happiness. This is something like we can find during this period, during our life, because we are working, we are busy to do nothing, we are running to doesn't arrive to any place, but we are completely busy. We are angry if we lost a minute we have a meeting and the other person arrived 5 minutes or 10 minutes late. We are completely angry because they abuse for our time, because we lost the proportion of space and time. In the Mayan world, we have the Nacht. Nacht is the space and time, and it's different because for us, space and time is just one stadium, and it's nothing different. But here in Western world, we make a difference between space and time. So we put price to the time. Time is gold. Time is money. And we say, my land, my house, my things. In 200 years, the land is continued here, and we are not owner of this. We don't realize that we are the Mother Earth is owner of us. They give us everything that we need to live. But the most important thing today is to have the attention and what we are. We need to be honest with us. We need to be completely clear what we like from the life and what do I like to do. And honest with us is the most important thing, because we don't have nothing. They don't teach us in the Mayan world, in traditional Mayan world. We use these 5 days for all the life, and all the person just have to do a resume of the last year, to see what we are doing, what is our life. If the purpose of the last year, when we begin in this year, what we realized during this period. So it's very important for the people to have a life purpose, to recognize what we are, to develop what we would like to do, and the most important thing is when we find us, we really have the clarity, the purpose, and we need to be in connection with our own selves. and we have the power inside us, and we can develop the internal powers, because everybody can develop the telepathic communication, the vision, the intuition, but we forget it. This is now just like an idea, or it's something because the religions said that this is demoniac things or the devil, or they don't teach us, or they don't give the opportunity to develop our internal power, and we need to recover it. That's as we live in disharmony with the environment and essential with the Mother Earth. So if we don't respect our own selves, we can't respect the others. This is the most important thing. Take attention to us, what we are doing with our life, what we are doing with our body, what we are doing with our mind, and what we are doing with our spirit, because we don't have this connection. We move in different ways and waves, and we don't take attention to the integral person as we are. So we need to understand spirituality is not to say, oh my God, I am guilty and hit me, or got to punish myself. Spirituality is to have a consciousness for each action of our life. And in this moment, we have this attention, because anything that I do in this moment have a reaction. And if we don't like to suffer, just we need to see each action of each day, in each moment. This is consciousness. Have the control of our actions, of our life. But for do that, it's necessary to go inside us, to learn what we are, who we are, and what we like to do. This is important. Have clarity of what we'd like to do, and go ahead, go deeper. If, for example, a person that loves to, for example, paint, okay, go and learn and develop his power. If these things make you are happy, do it. That's important. If you like to have friends, you broke this stigma to you are ugly or you feel uncomfortable, because this is inside each of us. We need to see inside us. And when we learn what we are, we can work to develop the things that we need and disappear the things that we don't like in our life.
Mm-hmm.
So, DJ, the importance of these 5 days is to have control of our life, develop our power, internal power, and to have the consciousness. For this, that we use these 5 days for an immersion with us. In the ancient times, people they destroyed the dishes. They broke the dishes because they was the one who made his own dishes. They made his own clothes, and they brought the clothes. This for to do the imagine of we are in a renovation. So this is as we need to take attention, go deeper inside us, and do a renovation of our lives, of ourselves, and take the control of our life. And they are not age for this. Any time is great. Any time is good for to do. And it's not necessary, it's the Wayeb. Of course, in these days, they are a very good energy for the change, for going inside us. So this year...
Carlos, can you explain a little more why these 5 days are the days that the Maya choose to do this kind of work?
Yes, for us, we live in a world of energies, and each of the days have an energy. There are 20 energies who are affecting us to affect the reality. The reality exists into the Nacht, who is the space and time, and they are a convergence for the 20 energies. 10 of these energies come from the cosmos, and 10 come from the telluric energy from Mother Earth. And we receive these energies. 10 we receive from the fingers, and the other 10 from the toes. These 20 energies create this thing as we call reality. And for us, like the elders, they 1,000 years ago, they saw each of the energies to affect us. They saw the different days, and during 360 days, we receive, according to the sacred calendar, the Cholquij, we receive the energy. But this period, this is a period that the people take a rest and they don't see any other. They don't talk. They just eat a little things and go to be inside. And these 5 days are important, BJ, because the energies, cosmical and telluric, propose. They give us the vision to we can be quiet. This is the period with the energy is more stable to us, and we can go inside us with more facility, because it is a period of peace and love and understanding. So happening is that's in the Mayan traditional world when people take this period. Now in the Western world, for us this is an ordinary day. We don't take attention to this. But the energies are affecting us. As we don't see this energy, as we don't feel this energy, it's because we don't have the connection. And we need to train our mind, our body, our energy to receive these energies. But in the case in the traditional world, we turn, because we do ceremonies all the day for everything, and the Ajkij, the Mayan shaman, they doesn't turn the fires in this. Just the first day of Wayeb, we do a fire ceremony, and we turn off all the fires, and we go inside us. And the people go inside his house, and they close the windows. They are not lighting the house, just a little candle, because we need to be inside us. It's like we are in the.
So if we were in Guatemala, excuse me, if we were in Guatemala now, would things be pretty quiet because everybody's all the Maya and all the traditional people are doing this introspection within the house, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, BJ. In the Mayan traditional world, not in the cities, not in the big towns, but in the houses, in the small village, in the traditional world, everybody, and each year people return to have this consciousness to return to see us inside us. And this year is very important because each 52 years we change the carriers. The carriers is the energy who is the guardian of each of the years, and they are 52 years. So 4 of the carriers, they are the ones who is in charge. And this year, the big Wayeb, as we call, Nima Wayeb, meaning the big Wayeb, the big period. In reality, it's a period for 18 days to go inside. And we take more attention to, because the carriers are going to exchange. Now is the serie of Ik, Noch, Kiech, and E, and we are turned to a new series of carriers. And this is the 6th batch who is coming, the new series with the carriers of Sikkim, of Kan, of Ahpu, and Tzi. So this is a new energy to come to the Mother Earth and affecting all the humans. So this is
what would the new carriers be? Sikkim or Eagle, and who else?
Yes. Kan, the serpent, the energy. The serpent is the animation, is the energy. The other is the Ahbu, who is the sun, who is the light, who is the hunter, and See, who is the law, the authority, the justice. The
so those are going to be the new year bearers for the next 52 years?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. So we've had a set of year bearers or year carriers for the last 52 years, and now that's going to change to another group of carriers. Okay. And when is that going to happen?
What is the what?
When will that happen? When do we make the change? Do we do it tomorrow or?
For the Gregorian calendar, the 6th of March, we are coming to the 116, the one eagle. And we are coming to do this rate, and it's very important because this is the first group of carriers who open the new times as we are living, the new Baktun. That's a new period of 5,200 years. So remember, we are living the period of change. This is a new age. Like everybody knows, was not the end of the world. Like the media was in charge to do this something like the misunderstanding of the end of the last fourth zone. Was not the end of the war, was the end of the energy. Arrived a new energy, and this energy is of the ether, because the first cycle was the energy of the fire. The second cycle for 5,200 was the first was female energy. The second was male energy. With the relation with the earth element. The third cycle was air and female energy, and this cycle that we finished, the 20th of December, was water, and now we are in ether. Ether is a cosmical energy, so we are living into the ether.
Okay, so we've got, because of the new Baktun, we're moving to a new element where etheric qualities are going to be influencing us more than before. What will the one Zikin, what kind of energetic influence will that have then on the next 365 days? Can you speak to that?
Yes. We are arriving to this cycle for 160 days. And the energy is Hunzikin, who is the eagle, the original energy. The eagle is the intermediary between the earth and the cosmos. But that means this period is important because we can produce our connection. And the Zikin is the energy to develop the internal powers, the vision, the intuition, the revelation in dreams, the capacity to go to another dimensions, and we can do it because we need to create this relation with in our mind power, to connect our mind with the harmony of the cosmos. And we for this we use the energy. We use like the technique of develop the Chipika. So this is the most incredible teaching of the elders gave to us, to develop the internal connection, the small rays who we can create for each of the things that we think, for each of the movements inside us. So we need to connect it with it. The importance of this is because we have during this year the power to everyone can develop. So we like to talk about this with more space the next time if you invite us to talk about it today, because it's a very interesting thing, and we have the permission of the Elders Council to talk about this rate of the creation, because for us there are 4 rays. And this ray, one is the Chipika Ruha, who is the small ray, The second is the Rajta Kulha, who is the green ray, who is the expression of Mother Earth. The fourth ray is the third ray is Nimata Kulha, who is the big house, and Ratanta Kulha, who is the universe. This spiral of the material thing who exist in all the universe, that's meaning all the planets of the galaxies, but we need to begin to create this connection inside us, in our DNA, in our pineal, and produce in reality the most amazing being who we can exist, will never exist in the matter. That's the meaning in this period. Is the awareness, is the return to the consciousness, is the period of the real harmony and understanding.
I have a question here on the chat, Carlos. Someone's asking if the comet that we're going to see in the skies in early March is any way connected with this this one Sikhin change to the year bearer, to the year Cargador. There's a comet supposedly that's going to be visible, and if that means anything to the Maya.
Okay, this is an exercise that we need to do. First, we need to understand what is each of the symbols. We need to read something about what is each of the symbols. Go to the Mayan chart, the Mayan cross, and learn, read what is Sikhin, and the energy of one. Sikhin is the eagle, is the good luck, is the fortune, is the love, is the energy of develop all these powers, internal powers. And one is that contains everything. So what we are going to do is light candles and see the glyph of Sikhin, or just think because the eagle is the imagination, but in reality is the ability to be connected between the face of Mother Earth to the things who exist in the heaven, or to things who exist in the cosmos. So we need to open our internal space. We need to create the connection. Close your eyes, see the candle. Close your eyes, see the candle. Open and see the candle, the light of the candle, and connect this energy with your power mind, and open the space, because we don't see more like we can see, but there are more things, and we need to realize that these things exist, and we need to grow a lot. We need to see the energy of the eagle. You can learn, for example, to read about the eagle, what is his purpose, what they do in the life, in the ordinary life, and use like an example. But the most important is to understand what we can do and connect. Open just the space. It's just open the mind, feel the energy of each of the days, and realize that we can be connected with this energy. So the importance is to have the attention and create power, and create our own power with these energies. It's something when you need to call someone, you dial and you are connected. It's very easy. We have a most amazing power to be connected like a cell phone. Inside us, there are all these connections. We have the most sophisticated creation to develop the connection. Just feel the energy each of the days, and in essential, if you have the guide of the sacred calendar, the Choltij, you can know during these days who is Sikhin. Each have 21 days. Energy of Sikhin return, and you can open your mind to receive the energy of Sikhin. But Sikhin and all the symbols exist each day. It's not necessary, but these days are the energy of Sikhin is more more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you need, DJ.
So for the next 52 years, the calendar will be starting 360. Will be changing over 365 days from one Sakin rather than one Ik. Correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So that's a big shift, and that happens every 52 years, according to the Hop calendar.
That's it.
And now, how do the elders decide this? It's a council type of decision where the elders get together and discuss and agree upon the.
No, so happen DJ is not. They are not execution. That's as they do, as we do during the all our life, when the beginning. And because remember, Mayan world has thousands of years, and we are doing this each 52 years. So happen now is because when the conquerors arrive, they destroy the elders' councils. They affecting us, and we don't have the space to have a meeting. That's the reason for and after. During the civil war in Guatemala, they killed most of the elders. So there was not the ordinary council as we made. Just now, we are doing councils, but this council is just to the people who lost the information, because for 300 and something years, we never returned to exchange the carriers. This group of Kiech, Ik, and Noch was the carriers who worked for more than 300 years, and now we are going to do yes. So that the elders say it like a joke. They say the carriers are completely tired. They are exhausted, because they don't have the space to produce the exchange. But they are not confusion. There's not necessarily elder council. The elder council is just for to do the information, because the calendar is people who work in this, and we receive the tradition of the guardians of the knowledge. We know what is it, what is the new group, and it's just to. In essential, we are talking with the different Mayan priest groups to explain, but it's not necessarily a council.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we're running towards the end of our time together this morning, Carlos. Are you, by any chance, in a position to offer us a little blessing?
Yes, of course, Jay.
If you like to do that
in Mayan,
yes.
For people who don't understand, we invoke the spirit of the creation, the creators, the formators, and we are going to ask them at the Nawal of the day of today for they give us the energy with more. Attitude to all the people who are in attention to this talk, and to all the people in the face of Mother Earth. So,
okay,
we are going to quiet our mind for a moment, and we are going to take attention. We are going to think in a moment with peace. With harmony with everybody, nothing the capacity to disturb us. So we are in peace. We are in harmony with our own selves. We are in harmony with our life. So we are going to to feel the energy of the day. And please, your attention. Chipika kulha, rashka kulha, nimka kulha, hundrakanka kulha, chatat kahaw relaha, bitol at sakol, analalom, kahalom, tepeu bukmat hundrakam, chatat nan, chatat bitol, chatat karatat, iskahaw, iskanan, iskabitol, iskatepeu pusuk kahaw. Sokitatnan, sokitat, chilatatnan, rakaw, kehel, na ahaw, kahaw, nawal, kehel, ki, nawal, ik, tikitak, requiel, el nawal, juntikin, chatrat, tikari, katat, ushkitatnan, ushkihi, ninan, nimam, kahaw, tat, mantiosh. Okay. Mantiosh meaning thank you. Thank you, DJ, for
it's so lovely to hear your blessings and to hear that the Mayan language is just so, it just goes right to the heart, you know. It really is wonderful. And thank you for being with us today. Carlos, you are a wonderful guide and teacher, and we are so blessed to be able to have you to help us understand at a deeper level
okay,
this tradition of teaching. So we will be in touch soon. For everybody on the call, just to let you know that Carlos and his wife, Adriana, they do readings and blessings and divinations on Skype. So if you would like to connect with them on that, just let me know, and I will make sure you have the information. And for all of us in this process, this is the day where we're setting our intentions. Right, Carlos? This is the day that we work on our intentions. So look at your life and look at the year ahead and come from your heart and formulate whatever it is that you are creating this year. And from what I understand, we have 18 days of introspection.
Yes.
So we have more time to work with this and to get clear about this. Carlos, we have people from all over, from Canada and the UK and all over the United States and India, saying, bless you, bless you, bless you. Muchos bendiciones.
Wow, thank you, DJ. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We love you, Carlos. We love you, Adriana.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Matios.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, too, everyone, for being on the call.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'll end the call.